We are back at it again. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Today, in this episode of Software Explorations, Concepts and Overviews, we're going to be looking into how to use the AWS Boto 3 Python's SDK for AWS in order to use S3. Today, I was thinking about doing to create a bucket and upload, but I didn't want to overwhelm it. So what I want to do today is I just want to create a bucket. We've created a bucket. We've uploaded the files through the console, the AWS console. We've also done it inside of the AWS CLI through the command line, through the terminal. Today, I want to just do something very, very simple, something very, very quick. I want us to actually create a bucket using Python coding, right? I'm not going to show you how to install Python and how to install an IDE. The prerequisites for this video, for following along, is to have an IDE, whether you're using Visual Studios, whether you're using one of my favorites, PyCharm. I'm going to be using PyCharm, but you need to have something installed. You need to have Python already installed on your machine, and you need to have an IDE. Or if you want to do it straight through code, by all means, do that. You can do that as well. But I'm going to be using Python. All right. So I'm TechOTroff. We are Engineer Twin, or as some might say, I annoy you to success. I will take it. Whatever I can do to help you level up and win, I will take it. Before we jump into it, do me a big favor. If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go to TechOTroff.dev, where I have access to exclusive content. I'm going to be doing some interviews. I'm going to be I'm cutting up the federal employment overview that my friend Magnetar gave us a couple of weeks ago. I'm breaking that down, making it into small bite-sized digestible pieces so that we can learn together, we can run it up together, right? But let's go ahead and jump into this now, all right? All right, so over here I have my IntelliJ, not IntelliJ. I have PyCharm. So IntelliJ is made by the same company as who makes PyCharm. JetBrains, one of my favorite software companies. In order to develop different things, I use WebStorm, I use PyCharm, I use IntelliJ. Whatever it is that I need to do, I go to JetBrains. All right, this is not. I'm not even getting paid by JetBrains to say this, but I just love their products. All right. Anyways, let's jump into it. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and create a Python file. We're going to call it create bucket. And now we have our create bucket.py. Go ahead and add that. And now the first thing we're going to do is import Boto 3. And it's going to tell us, at least in my IDE, it's going to tell me that there is no module named Boto 3. So install package Boto 3. So I'm going to do that. And once that package is installed, then we will be able to use it. And you see now that it's installed, it no longer has the red squiggly lines under it. Nope, we are ready to go. All right. So, and to make this very, very simple, I'm not going to do any comprehensive software development. Our focus is just going to be to upload a file or not to upload a file, to create a new bucket. This is important because a lot of times we need to do things programmatically. So for instance, let's say you are building some type of application where for every new, let's say some SaaS application, right? For every new SaaS service as a software, for every new client that you get, you want to store their files inside of their own S3 bucket, right? So let's say you have company ABC 123. So now they sign up, and now when you're provisioning their account, it's going to programmatically say create bucket company ABC 123, whatever you want to call it, right? And now that bucket is created, and now you can start uploading whatever it is that your company is providing, their files to their bucket. Same way, like let's say you're a design company and you're intaking information, and you have the companies uploading their logo, all that type of stuff to you, whatever it is that they have, maybe their designs, whatever. So now when they go to upload, you can have it go straight into their bucket, but you'd have to create the bucket. And it doesn't make sense to have somebody doing this manually all the time. Your software application that you're using should be able to go to S3 and create a bucket for you, and then upload the files to that bucket. So today we're just going to be creating the bucket. All right. So I'm going to give this just a simple bucket name variable. I'm going to say, and I'm going to say TCR Python software exploration bucket. All right. And we're gonna go and we're gonna say, and I like to specify the region. If you don't specify the region, then it's going to default to US East 1, but I still always like to specify my region. All right, US East 1. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually call. So let's do this. Let's put some comments. Let's do big practice. A good practice, right? So name of the bucket. And ultimately what I would do is create a function where I can pass in the name of the bucket or the name of my customer that I want to create the bucket for. So maybe that's something that we will do in the future as we get further along. Like, oh, let's create a bucket based off this interaction, you know. But for now, we're just gonna have it hard coded. Name of the bucket to create. And another use for this too, right? You know how we do ethical hacking on Thursdays. And we will have the reports we can do based on the application that we're scanning. We can have it create a bucket for that application or for that company, and then upload the reports to that S3 bucket as well. You know, so many things we can use it for. So let's say region to create the bucket in, and then we're gonna do S3. We're going to define our S3 client. We're going to say Bodo3 dot client. And we're going to say we want to use the S3 part of Bodo3. And we're going to say the region that we are connecting to, is going to be region name, right? Simple as that. So now it's saying that connecting to Bodo3, the client, right? This is the AWS, this is the AWS package, right? We're going to say we want to use S3 on AWS, and we want it to be done in this region right here. Region name is equal to region name, which is US East 1. Okay. Now we're going to go to we're going to say a try function. And we're going to say, so now we're going to actually create the bucket, creating the bucket. And we're going to say S3 dot, and then simple as that, create bucket. And we're going to say bucket equals, and then bucket name, just like that, right? And we're going to go down over here and we're going to say print. We're going to say bucket, and we're going to do let's do a F string and bucket name was successfully created, right? So if the bucket gets created, then we're going to say that it was successfully created. And then we're going to say except exception as E. If it wasn't created, we're going to say print, do F string, and we'll say an error has occurred, no bucket for you. And then we can pass in the error message that we got, which was E. All right. And that should do it, right? Simple as that. Nothing major to it. We're just trying to create the bucket, and if it all works out, then we are going to say that it was created. And if it fails, we're going to say an error has occurred, no bucket for you. All right. Let's go ahead and give it a little run and see what happens. It's weird. All right, let me give it a run. And it says an error has occurred, no bucket for you. Aw. invalid bucket name when calling create bucket operation, and that is because that you remember last week we tried to do that, and it told us that our bucket name was wrong. Bruh. I think it's because we can't use underscores. We have to use hyphens. So let's update that. See, we learn in real time. Sometimes we forget, we fall down, but we continue to code. All right, let's try that again. And look at that. It says that the bucket was successfully created. So now what we can do is we can go in. Let's go into our terminal over here, and we can do AWS S3. And what is that command again? Is it ls? And little do you know, we have it right here. TCR Python software explorations bucket. We are in it to win it. Let's go. Let's get it. But that's all I wanted to do today. I just wanted to create the bucket. We have the bucket created inside of our region, and simple as that. We saw that we could not use the underscores as we found out last week. Remember, there are no underscores when you are naming a bucket in S3. Next week, what we're going to do, now this bucket is created, we're going to add to, you know what, before we go though, I want to run it one last time to see if we get an error, or if it says that the bucket is going to be created anyways, right? So let me go and run that one more time. Since the bucket was successfully created again. So I'm just curious. So I think if the bucket exists, then it's just going to say, yeah, it's already here. There's nothing to see here, nothing to see here. But if it doesn't exist, then it's going to create it, all right? I'm pretty sure that's the way that S3 works. Anyways, that is it for today. So let me know your thoughts. Give it a try once you get a chance. And let me know leave me a comment. Let me know if you're able to create your S3 bucket through the console, through the command line, the terminal, and through Python. And I'm telling you, we're going to be doing this in Java. I'm going to go to the dark side and try it in C# as well. We're going to do it in JavaScript. We're going to do it in Java. We're going to do it in C#, whatever other languages. What I want to be able to do is to create the buckets in each of those languages, each of those SDKs, and to also upload a file. And then maybe after that, we can programmatically say, if this happens, then go ahead and create a bucket and add this file to that bucket for that customer user, right? We shall see if we get that far, but that is the goal. Anyways, that's it. That is it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I truly, truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Before we head out, do me a big, big favor. If you didn't do this at the beginning and you forgot because you were so excited by all the S3 work that we're doing, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, techcoachdraft.dev, sign up today, get access to amazing, amazing content. We have some interviews coming up that I will be doing live in the Patreon, but then I'll be clipping them up afterwards and put them back in the Patreon for those to consume who couldn't make it at the time. But tune in. Let's have a great time. I hope to see you there inside the Team Tech Coach Ralph Patreon and the Team Tech Coach Ralph Discord. All right. With that being said, I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Wednesday. We are right in the middle of the week, and also have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.